Today's story is sponsored by Carolina Trust Federal Credit Union.
Good morning. Thanks for watching Living Local. I'm Rainee.
And I'm August, Carolina Trust Brand Ambassador, and today is Financial Friday. We are going to be making some Veterans cards since Veterans Day is next week. We've got a lot of construction paper, markers, time to get creative.
Yes, and folks know that I am not a creative soul. August is way better at everything artistic than I am, so we'll see how this goes.
I'm not much of a drawer, but I'm really excited to do, even though I'm not super creative, I think it's the thought that counts when it comes to things like cards.
You are super creative. So I love this idea with it being Veterans Day coming up.
Yeah.
And I always feel like it's important to kind of make sure people know the difference between Veterans Day and Memorial Day. I think a lot of people get those two confused.
I agree. And I think, because I think people are already trying to figure out between Memorial Day and Labor Day because they're on either side of the summer. And
right.
So then it is even more confusion when it comes to Veterans Day. So it's super important that people know that Veterans Day thanks those
living.
Living who have served, and Memorial Day memorializes those who
gave their lives.
Gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Absolutely. So that's always important.
Yeah. And Carolina Trust, being the former Myrtle Beach Air Force Base Federal Credit Union, we are super involved, with our veterans and, still close to our military ties. I know, we have several employees with us at Carolina Trust that are veterans, and, we do our best to try to employ veterans, when we get the opportunity.
Yeah, I love that. I know for a couple of past stories, we chatted with some veterans that work at Carolina Trust, and I know that they were saying how grateful they were that they worked somewhere that supported veterans as much as you guys do.
Yeah, so we've got Quentin and Sean, who are both veterans. I believe Quentin was in the Navy, and then Sean was in the Army. And then we also have several of our board members, our board chairman, Michael Marlowe. We met him at the General Aviation Building last year because he was a pilot. That was so fun. And so it's really neat to be able to work with all these people on a daily basis and see the way that being in the service impacted their lives and, how it transitions to life after service. You can still see so many of those characteristics as very serving attitudes and, personalities in their day-to-day life and their careers after the military.
Well, and who was the one gentleman that you guys have the foundation or the scholarship for that we spoke to the one time?
So that's our board director emeritus, Lieutenant
him.
Colonel James B. Kendrick, and I think Colonel Kendrick is 102.
Amazing.
And he is. He's so. He's such a wonderful person. And like you mentioned, we have our veteran scholarship with Coastal Carolina University that allows people in the ROTC program and veterans an opportunity to further their education and have a little help with that scholarship.
The very first Veterans Day was celebrated November 11th, 1919, which was the first anniversary of the end of World War I.
Which is why we celebrate Veterans Day every year on the 11th.
Yeah.
Which
so
is
pretty
super
cool.
Yeah, that is pretty neat. And I love how there, are certain things that are observed on Veterans Day to, honor those who have served. The the flags being at half-mast and moments of silence. And
Yeah, there's a lot of places will do 2 minutes of a moment of silence at 11 a.m. on the 11th.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to do that at home, you can do that as well at 11 o'clock.
Right. That's a great way that you can, pause and think of those who have served and,
And teach your children about it.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a great idea. And, another great thing, like you were saying with kids, there's plenty of different ways that you can thank veterans. So, maybe the veterans that you have in your life, I know most people know someone who's served. Try to think of a special way that you can acknowledge that service on the 11th, whether it's making cards like we are, or calling them and thanking them for their service, or, baking something or doing a small chore, just something to let them know that you're very thankful for the service that they've sacrificed for the country.
Yeah.
Thank each and every veteran that's watching for their service, and we encourage you guys to thank the veterans in your life as you go about not, just Veterans Day, but your day-to-day life.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, you guys. Well, thanks so much for watching today on Living Local for Financial Friday with Carolina Trust and always August. We'll be right back.
Today's story is sponsored by Carolina Trust Federal Credit Union.